singing our Stars Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday night broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. And tonight we've got the Memphis Grizzlies playing against the Detroit Pistons. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. But Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Valanciunas.
And in the last 5 games, he's made a bunch of hustle plays on the glass more than anywhere else. His rebounding totals in these games shows a dramatic increase from his numbers during the rest of the season.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. We've got Rose. Griffin is out there with John Henson. Then there's Doumbouya. And it's Kennard in at the 2 guard. And for the Grizzlies, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward. When you're a championship contender, Chris, what are the aspects, the characteristics of an offense that is needed to get to that level?
You have to be balanced. You just can't be an inside team that can't shoot threes. You can't be a team that just shoot threes. You have to have guys that can dribble, that can get their own shot. You need guys that can catch and be standstill shooters as well, so that when you have the guys that dribble and get that space, their hands are ready and they're already ready. They're already prepared to shoot. And then it'd be really nice to have a post player, a dominant inside finisher, a guy that once he gets it in the painted area, everyone's going to have to watch out because he's going to dunk on him and make a poster. They've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Morant passes to Brooks. Here's Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity. And Henson sends it back. Here's Doumbouya. He had 13 points in the win against Denver.
Yeah, and his energy level in that game was amazing. He did all that work offensively and controlled the boards, too.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Now here's Morant. Pass to Brooks. It's Morant in the corner. Shot clock at 5. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
An improved playmaker who does a solid job distributing the rock. Don't sleep on Brooks' vision.
Pass to Kennard. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Valanciunas against Henson. Passes it to Doumbouya. And the rejection by Jackson. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Over to the wing. And Valanciunas kicks to Jackson. Goes back up. And Valanciunas puts it in. And it's all knotted up.
Oh, I love the rabid intensity right there. Valanciunas, he is capable of doing real damage on the offensive boards.
Rose, no good.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything it can.
It's stolen. Henson trying to break free. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. To the middle. Here's Morant. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Griffin. And he really played well against Denver. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding high percentage shots.
The Grizzlies have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Morant dishes to Brooks. To the right side. Morant with a wide open look. They get the rebound. Valanciunas, good.
Finished off by the big man. A 7-footer like Valanciunas should be operating near the hoop.
Rose passes to Henson. Stolen by Jackson. Brooks feeling it out a bit. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Clock at 6. Here's Morant. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Ja Morant. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. Getting around 24 points per, 8 assists, and almost 2.5 steals. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Here's Kennard. He's coming off a 13-point game against Denver.
While he was doing that, I mean, dropping buckets. He was keeping everybody else involved, too. I mean, he had a tremendous night facilitating.
Now, here's Valanciunas, following the miss by Ja Morant. There's Winslow, but he stays with it. From deep, Brooks. Memphis the rebound. Valanciunas. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
In his native Lithuania, Jonas Valanciunas is the star for his national team, making his debut at age 19, becoming the leader for his country.
And the first one drops.
In Memphis, a small town, not a free agent destination, but the connection between these fans and their team really stands out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, I love Memphis. Shout out to Bill Street. Oh, man, they got some great food there, GA. I'll take it to one of my spots next time we're up there. But Memphis is known for its food and music. I mean, the MGs, as some call the Grizzlies, a treasured part of the scene.
And the emphasis on mobility, a challenge for lumbering 7-footers like Valanciunas.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to be the quickest when you're 7 feet tall, Kevin. I mean, in order to earn his keep, he has to be dominant inside. I mean, he has that capability.
Now here's Brooks. Thonmaker unable to get his last shot to go. The fadeaway. Doumbouya pulls it in.
And that's really just not heads-up basketball. Don't try a fadeaway when nobody's guarding you.
Kennard. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's Winslow that time on the assist by Brooks. Brooks has got 3 assists now in this one.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Now here's Rose. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Denver.
And it was the little things, too. I mean, getting to the line, finding ways to get his points any way possible.
Now here's Morant, following the miss by Griffin. Now Morant. 17 points for him last game against New Orleans. Blake Griffin pulls it in.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Yeah, Greg, that's just great defense, forcing his man into a difficult attempt.
Now here's Rose. And the rejection by Jackson. And the Grizzlies with possession. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Out to Brooks. Now the pass to Jackson. He dishes it to Winslow. He can't hit that time. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Their last encounter was in Detroit.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
You think about how many minutes that cost their starters. No question that had an impact on such a close game.
Brooks outside. And Griffin sends it back.
Oh, you want more of this from Griffin. There's no question he has the size and vertical to block shots.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Memphis leading. Morant with it. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Rose passes to Maker. And the dunk by Maker.
And that's the role they want for Rose. Getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against Denver. Morant dishes to Valanciunas. Memphis moving it around. Brooks, the pass to Valanciunas. Knocked loose. Pass to Doumbouya. And he elevates for the slam. Justice Winslow did not like that.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And here's Morant. He's got 6. There's the dish to Valanciunas. Rebound, Detroit.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Rose with the ball. He's picked up by Brooks. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
Shooting 2.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. See, well, we've heard some people criticize the league's obsession with the three-pointer, saying the game is less fun to watch. You and I have talked to coaches who do not like the style of play. Would you agree with that?
You know what, I do, Kev, but it's all in the way that it happens. So let's talk about a team like Golden State, okay? Golden State shoots so many threes, right? But they don't shoot the most threes, and they have the best ball movement. And they still take the most number of twos. And so they have a balanced game. Now, they have 3 of the best shooters last season out of any team, maybe in the history of the game. And they don't take the most threes, but then you have teams that have every guy shooting under 30%, and they're shooting 100 threes with no ball movement. Yeah, something's backwards. It's still about playing basketball and shooting threes, not shooting threes during a game that happens to be a basketball game, if that makes any sense.
It does. Perfect sense. The Grizzlies shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Jackson.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Tony Snell's checked in for Detroit. Both free throws good from Jackson. Well, you look back at the title teams for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, you know, dominate the Bulls of that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2004 team. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well.
Here's Snell. Here's Maker.
It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Here's Morant. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And purely from a physical standpoint, Ja Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight. And few players are more explosive athletically.
Two.
The first one falls. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
Both good from the line that time.
Oh, not many players with a more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
There's Galloway, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Brown feeling it out a bit. Pass to Galloway. Now here's Maker, defended by Jones. 4 on the clock. Here's Wood, connects on the 9-footer.
And that's smart basketball. Maker showing nice awareness there, spotting the open man.
Now here's Morant. He's got 8. With the floater, and it's good on the way in. Morant's got 10.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Trailing by 2. Passes it to Maker. Over Jang, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Maker's got the game tied up here for the Pistons. Now Morant. 10 points for him. Lets it go with a 3. Offensive rebound. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
Brown the pass to Maker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, Kevin, the front office shakeup this summer for the Grizzlies. Now, the new leadership wants to take more of a long-term, proactive approach to things.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And many fans in Memphis had hoped for a change. But, Chris, they still had some question marks with this new leadership.
Yeah, Kevin, that's because they're relatively young and unproven. Former lawyers rather than basketball minds. But we're seeing that league-wide, teams are going with former agents and lawyers in their front office.
So he gets them both. Memphis trailing here. There's a minute 40 left to play in the first quarter.
Ouch. 3 fouls for him already. And now if you're the coach, you got to think about sitting him down. And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college. But boy, did he blow up.
Here's Galloway. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Stolen by Anderson. And here we go. Fast break, and Morant's got it. Here's Jang. Off with the layup. Here's Galloway. A beautiful reverse layup. And the Pistons lead by 3. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball after the basket by Detroit. And the pass to Jang. Now here's Morant. Anderson in the post. He's covered by Brown. And Jackson gets it to go.
Well, this is the attitude Anderson brings. A selfless player who loves giving it up to his open guys.
The Pistons shooting 45% from the field early. Pass to Brown. Kicks it to Snell. There's 25 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Wood, and Detroit again with the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
20 seconds left in the first quarter. Morant with it. He's got 11. With 1 on the clock, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Man, I love watching this kid play. Morant, he's just electric at the offensive end. He's having a night.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's Detroit up by 1. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Well, no question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
And here are the Grizzlies now. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Here are the 5. Detroit has to start the second quarter. Wood out there with Tony Snell. Then it's John Henson. Then there's Brown. And it's Galloway in at the point guard position. Here's Wood. An 11-point game for him in the win against Denver.
It was his rebound that stood out even more to me. I mean, they could not keep him off the glass.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Galloway. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
I mean, you got to respect the guts of Galloway. I mean, at 6'2", it's great to see him capitalize inside.
Last outing for Memphis, they won that game against the Pelicans.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
The bench did exactly what they needed to do. Without their production, who knows if they win that game.
Pistons leading by 3. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. To the wing right side. Here's Wood, defended by Anderson. Wood can't hit.
Oh, you hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
Morant passes to Jones. And Henson sends it back. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Morant. Can't hit from in close. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. The shoe culture becoming a bigger part of the game. Signature shoes, custom shoes, collections. P.J. Tucker with over 4,000 pairs of shoes. See, Webb, are you a collector?
I love it, and it's all because of the Jordan phenomenon. What Michael Jordan did for the game, not just with the shoe, but what he did for the game and making it be so cool in the culture. And I got to give my boys in Michigan, I got to give us a little credit, too, with what we did there. But the shoe game has definitely become something that's just crazy out of control. I love it, but no, yeah, I'm a little bit of a collector.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Snell nails both of them.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade. Many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
Yeah, easy call.
The Grizzlies have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8.
Two.
That free throw, good from Jang.
Well, and Kevin, in the Memphis Grizzlies, I mean, playoff contenders for 7 straight seasons from 2010 to 2017. I mean, a Western Conference Finals appearance in 2013. Now a new phase as they look to rebuild this roster.
And he can't hit the second. And Chris, in the small market of Memphis, there'd been a resistance to hitting that reset button and going young.
Well, yeah, with fan attendance dropping in each of the last 4 seasons, I mean, they've reached their pain threshold. And with this team struggling, the writing was on the wall.
The Grizzlies trail by 6. Down low, here's Clark. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Clark's got his first 2 points.
Well, this is why Morant's teammates love to play alongside of him. I mean, exceptional vision, and he's incredibly unselfish.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. Got a hand on it. And here we go. The Pistons fast break, and the shot goes in. Galloway has got the lead up to 8 now for Detroit.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Anderson outside. Now the dish to Clark. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Easy to appreciate the physicality that Clark plays with. This is what earns him those calls.
First trip to the line for him here.
And he's at 73% this year at the foul line. Adequate, but not spectacular.
The first free throw is good.
The potential is there. For Clark, it's about expanding the range so that it makes him more versatile offensively.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Jaren Jackson comes in for Kyle Anderson, and Brooks subbed in for Morant. And a different look here for the Pistons. Griffin's checked in for Henson. Dumboya comes in for Tony Snell. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Brown. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Langston Galloway. Now here's Rose. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Pass to Wood. Here's Kennard. Brooks covering. Clock at 4. From 10 feet out. Griffin's shot is off.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
There's always at least one joker on every roster. Who was the funniest guy, Chris, you ever played alongside?
Oh, man, by far is Jay Will. Jay Will, White Chocolate, he was the funniest before the game, after the game, during the game. He would,
really?
You know, it'd be a bad call by a ref or something. He'd say something to the ref would laugh and pat him on the butt. I mean, he was, he's a funny guy. He's somewhere right now telling jokes, having somebody laugh and fall out on the floor. It was just his personality, a hard worker, but he definitely was the joker on the court.
That one is off.
45th pick in the 2017 draft. Remember when Brooks led Oregon to the Final Four?
He hits the second from the line.
And Chris, just how special was it to play for Detroit in your career? What relationship does this team have with their fans?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, being able to go home to the house that I grew up in, or to where my parents lived, and be able to go to the Pistons practice and to be part of it, to put on that jersey. It was so special, man. This team is a mainstay of the city. I mean, you feel like you can lift up the whole city when you play for the Pistons. It was such a special part of my career.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Now here's Rose. Passes to Griffin. Inside. Here's Wood. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Now, I think he lets the D get to him there, and he rushes it. I mean, he has plenty of space there if he just takes his time.
Here's Clark. Dumboya pulls it in. Dumboya's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Rose, count that bucket. Rose has got 6.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
And it's Jones with the ball for the Grizzlies. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, the Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. But they finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
And he knocks down the first one. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Memphis. Winslow comes in for Clark. And so Jones nails both of them.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Now here's Rose. 6 points for him. Oh, Griffin in position. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Ball's knocked loose. Griffin with the steal. From deep, Rose knocks down the 3 ball. 9 points in the game so far.
And that's a shot Rose must make consistently. When he's making it rain from there, this team is hard to match up with.
Jones with the bounce pass. Now here's Doumbouya. Oh, that was an impressive throwdown.
Woo. He's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Insane dunk.
And now they're starting to rub it in, build up a lead, and here we go, baby. It is showtime. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Jackson kicks to Jones. Brooks outside. Here's Jackson. Offensive rebound. Valanciunas, good. Valanciunas has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Rose against Jones. Rose passes to Doumbouya. Griffin against Valanciunas. Fades. It's rebounded by Memphis. Winslow wide open. He fires. Kennard with the rebound.
Come on. You got to get up on him and play some defense. They won't get away with that next time.
And a quick look at the numbers for Winslow. He's around 10 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Josh Jackson's checked in for Memphis. And a switcher also for Detroit. Makers checked in for Christian Wood. And so he hits both. The Grizzlies trail by 8. Here's Winslow. The shot's good. And here's Rose. 9 points in the game so far. Top of the key, Griffin. Back to Rose. Stolen by Jackson. And it's Memphis on the break. Jackson's got the ball. Doesn't go that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And there's the pass to Winslow. Outside Jackson. 3-pointer. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And Jackson with the quick release. Once the ball hits his hands, he's ready to let it fly.
Shot's good by Kennard. Kennard's got 6.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for Memphis. Pass to Valanciunas. He kicks it to Jackson. Baseline J on the way. That one good for 2. Jackson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And how about the attack mode mentality that Jackson possesses? You can see there, even on the mid-range, he is looking to be aggressive.
There's Winslow. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got 4 assists in the game.
His field goal percentage is creeping up there now. I mean, it wasn't pretty in the first quarter.
Now here's Rose. He's got 9. Kicks it to Doumbouya. Pass to Kennard. Just 5 on the clock. To the left wing. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Pistons have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. Morant, he's checked in for Dylan Brooks. Then for the Pistons, Bruce Brown comes in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. Good on the second free throw. Here's Morant. 13 points in the game. To the middle, Jackson. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
And for Memphis, they're shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Now here's Winslow. An 11-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. Jackson looking it over. 6 on the shot clock. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Chalk up 2 there. Now it's a 4-point Detroit lead.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
1:39 left to play here in the second quarter. And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Here's Griffin following the score by Memphis. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Jaren Jackson.
I love seeing this from Galloway. When he forces the issue, it puts the defense in a tough spot.
And Chris, one thing you have to like about Galloway is that he's always prepared to play.
Yeah, Galloway is the type of player that can see 5 minutes on the floor in one game and then start and play 25 minutes the next one.
Take a break.
You just think about that focus for consistency. The production can be hit or miss, but he's a great plug-and-play option for a coach in need of filling minutes.
That free throw good from Galloway.
And what I like about Galloway is that he knows his role. He doesn't play outside of himself. He's a dependable player.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And a switch here also for Detroit. Snell's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Now Winslow, 6 points for him. Pass to Valanciunas. With the fadeaway. Detroit with the rebound. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
But you also got to give credit to the offense, too. I mean, they exploited every hole they saw in the defense.
And the Grizzlies with possession here. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Now here's Winslow. He's tightly guarded. Dishes to Morant. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Griffin. Memphis the rebound. Another shot. That one's good. And the Piston lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Valanciunas.
No basket feels better than a putback. Love getting rewarded for grinding it out on the glass.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, you guys have gotten defense into offense. How do you keep that going?
Push the ball. We always want to push the ball. That's to stop. But again, we got to make good decisions. We don't want to come down and give it right back to them and let them run it down our throats to the other end. Run the ball, wings get out and run, pass it ahead, but then make good decisions and attack the basket.
Dwayne, good luck the rest of the way. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Tremendous first half. Glad to have you back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
They obviously came in wanting to push the action. And so far, so good. They're looking to get easy transition baskets because the other team is not getting back on defense.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Grizzlies.
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Morant with it. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. And it's Winslow in at the 3 spot. Kennard's shot is off. The Grizzlies trail by 4. And here's Winslow. There's the pass to Jackson. Brooks outside. And Maker sends it back.
Proving he can be an active defender. Great hustle from Maker to stifle the shooter.
Henson's checked in for the Pistons. Tipped away. 6 to shoot. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Four on the shot clock. Looking to get it going.
But this is not the start they wanted coming out of the break. 0 for 3 so far, and they're not playing with much intensity. If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Now here's Griffin. And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Winslow. Kennard with the rebound. Valanciunas, good.
And finally, someone scores.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Here is Rose. He's got 9. Pass to Doumbouya. Stolen by Winslow. Here's Morant. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Morant's got it all tied up now for the Grizzlies.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Henson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Rose, no good.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Brooks with no one around. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Showing how lethal he can be from there. Brooks, oh man, if you keep giving Brooks these type of looks, he's going to keep making you pay.
Rose kicks to Henson. Here's Kennard. Brooks covering. Pass to Griffin. To end the run. Henson trying to break free. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Blake Griffin. For Memphis, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Valanciunas trying to free himself up, and it's Morant missing.
He'll breathe a big sigh of relief if they hang on to win this game. He's not done much to contribute tonight.
Here's Rose. Grizzlies with the rebound. Jackson's got his 5th rebound in this one.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
Oh, going high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam. Here's Rose. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one's on Morant.
Yeah, Rose always been one of the best at getting to the line. The D has to avoid fouling in those situations.
First free throw is good.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 08, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
Clark, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Christian Woods checked in for Blake Griffin. And Rose drops them both. Here's Brooks. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at Memphis. They're way down there in the conference standings, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season.
And guys, when you look at Memphis, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Oh, we all know talking the talk is easy, but carrying through, that's another story. The naysayers' predictions were basically on point.
Doumbouya can't get it to go. For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Here's Morant. And he's back in business as a jumper finally drops for him. Morant's got 4 points now in the quarter. Rose passes to Henson. Detroit, no good that time either.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Pistons with possession here. Here's Kennard. He has 6. He feeds it to Henson. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And we have some time now to show you which rookies have the greatest impact offensively over the course of the last month. Ja Morant, #1.
And those numbers have started to set him apart offensively from most of the other rookies in the league.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game. Jang, he's checked in for Memphis. And so here's Memphis. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Pistons trail by 5. Rose surveying the D. Passes to Wood. Lets it go from deep. Brooks grabs the board. Brooks has got 4 rebounds in this game. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Once he turned it on, he became a force in this game. Not sure where this guy was in the first half.
And so it's Rose bringing it up for Detroit. The pass to Kennard. Back to Rose. Stolen by Jackson. Brooks, left side. No good that time. And it's Detroit the other way. Here's Kennard. 6 points for him. Pass to Henson. 8 feet away. Good as the jump shot falls. And here are the Grizzlies with it. They're on a 15-6 run. Here's Clark. He kicks to Jang. Now here's Morant. He's got 17. Just 5 on the clock. Clark for 3. Rebound, Detroit. Henson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Doumbouya passes to Wood. Misses in close. And the Grizzlies leading by 5. Now Morant. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. Some impressive play from him over the last month. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 7 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
I think if you talk to anyone on this team, they believe in his abilities 100%.
And he makes the first.
And one of the younger players to enter the 2019 draft, Morant, wise beyond his years.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jackson. Then for the Pistons, Tony Snell's checked in for Doumbouya. Bruce Brown comes in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Rose. And so he makes both from the line. Pistons trail by 7. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Henson. Here's Snell. Jang defending. The 9-foot shot. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
And again, Memphis, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
It's blocked.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Brown against Brooks. Passes it to Wood. That shot misses. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Three-pointer, Brooks. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Jackson's checked in, and then for Detroit, Thon Maker comes in for Christian Wood, and Knight subbed in for Langston Galloway. And so here's Memphis. They lead by 4. Morant with it. It's good. Morant's got 8 here in the quarter.
Much more than just a perimeter threat. Morant loves to sneak inside and do damage.
Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside Knight. He dishes it to Snell. Rebound by Jang.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Now here's Brown. He's got 5. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And you know, for that Knicks game, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
No good on the free throw. Rose, he's checked in for Knight. And he's good on the second. Here's Morant. 21 points in the game. Now the pass to Jackson. The three-pointer, no good. Pistons trailed by 5. It's Brown with the drive. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Brown's got 7 points. Here's Morant. To the inside. Here's Brooks. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
What athleticism from Brooks. You can't let him get this kind of positioning. See why right there.
Now here's Rose. D right on him. And the basket by Maker. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. And here's Morant. Pass to Jackson. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Maker. Brown drives in. Lays it up off the glass. He's got 9.
For Maker, it's all about fleshing out his overall game. Passes like this make him a more complete player.
Memphis has gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Morant passes to Jackson. Takes the 13-footer. Rebound by the Pistons.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And now a glance at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top assist men over the past 10 games. Ja Morant, 3rd.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
He misses the free throw. Winslow's checked in for Brooks. Detroit also making some changes. Griffin's checked in for John Henson. And it's Luke Kennard in for Tony Snell. And it's tied up with that one.
And the chance to take the lead gets away because of the miss.
Pass to Jang. Second chance shot. The shot that time not on target. And Detroit the other way now. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Griffin kicks to Brown. Passes it to Rose. Clock at 6. For the lead. From past the arc. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got his 8th rebound here tonight. There's 1:17 left in the 3rd. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's a high-level finish for Morant, showing more strength than he's really given credit for.
He shot 5 of 6 at the foul line.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
We've got 1:13 left in the third quarter. Outside Rose. Left side Brown. Here's the three. And Maker with the basket on the assist by Brown. Maker's got the game tied up here for the Pistons. .59 seconds left to play in the third. Stolen by Rose. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. And the dunk by Maker.
Now this is what you like seeing. Maker not just laying it up, but powering it down.
Memphis has gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's Morant. He's got 24. And there's the pass to Jackson. There's Winslow. 6 on the shot clock. Nice D from Rose. And it's Rose with the ball for the Pistons. A 2-point game. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Maker. And Winslow pulls it down. All sorts of time. They grab their own miss. Jackson can't cash in from close range.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Pistons lead by 2. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. Now let's take a listen on head coach Dwayne Casey.
Keep working the baseline behind the defense. But down there, keep crowding the lane. Keep crowding the lane. All right, show no gaps. Show no gaps.
So the message there, backdoor cuts and strong interior D.
And that's smart coaching, Kevin, wanting his team to come together during this stretch.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Maker out there with Griffin. Then it's Rose. Then there's Brown. And it's Kennard in at the 2.
And Rose must continue to focus on his facilitating. When he does that, this is a dangerous team.
The Grizzlies trail by 5. Winslow up top. Down low. Here's Jackson. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Winslow's got his 3rd assist on the night. And, well, Detroit shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Outside Rose. Pass to Maker. Over Anderson. Maker misses.
For a player who's almost a sure thing to score in tight, that one's a stunner.
There's Winslow. Anderson dishes to Jang. Jackson has the open look. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Jackson's got 4 points in the quarter. So it's the Pistons now. They lead by 1. Here's Rose. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And the quickness and acceleration of Derrick Rose, even with a simple dribble move, he can leave defenders stuck to the floor.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Now here's Morant. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense from Brown. Pistons leading by 3. To the paint. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Jang. Morant passes to Jackson. And finished off by Jang.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
Yeah, Kevin, second chance opportunity so big in this instance. They have to feel fortunate that they could extend that play.
And now Winslow pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Oh, he's a strong, crafty defender. Anderson, he just knows when to jump on these opportunities.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Rose up on top. Pass to Griffin. The kick out to Rose. And again, Detroit turns it over.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And Memphis making a change here. Valanciunas is checked in. The Grizzlies have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Jang, the pass to Morant. Back to Jang. Knocks it loose. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 3-point Grizzly lead.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Now Rose. Brown outside. Here's Griffin. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 6 assists now in the game.
And sometimes contesting Griffin is not enough. I don't care. I mean, you better foul him. He's very good at maintaining his focus.
The Grizzlies have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Winslow, the pass to Morant. Jang with the ball. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Off target from the wing.
He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight. They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Morant with it. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Over to the wing. Morant with it. Brown's there. That one, no good. And it's Rose with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 1-point game. That's tipped. Passes it to Morant. The dish to Winslow. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And it's good for 2.
Amazing awareness. He's committed to keeping his eyes up and teammates involved. That's the type of player Griffin is.
Now here's Morant. On the wing, Winslow. Hits it from 3-point range. Winslow's got it all tied up now for Memphis.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Some changes for Memphis. Jackson comes in for Jang, and Brooks subbed in for Jackson. John Henson's checked in for Detroit. Doumbouya comes in for Bruce Brown. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He said to them, that's the kind of effort we need to bring every night. We're right in this thing, but it's going to take sustained effort to close it out. Now let's bring it home. Kevin, back to you.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Rose. A floater, and it's Morant missing. The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Count the basket.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
I got your help side. Pick coming.
Just 5 to shoot. Goes up the baseline. Drained for 2 points. Morant's got 26 points.
That jumper is just looking clean and confident. Very little that Morant can't do.
To the inside. Stolen by Jackson. There's Winslow, and the dunk by Winslow.
And that's enormous, guys. With time winding down, goes for the steal and then off to the races.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. No good on that one. And he sinks the second.
That's what they want to see from him, attacking, getting whistles, and maybe causing some foul trouble.
Brooks outside. Kicks to Morant. And here's Winslow. Rebounded by the Pistons. Griffin's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Doumbouya dishes to Griffin. And the rejection by Jackson. There's Winslow. A 3-ball. Offensive rebound. Jackson. They shoot again. He lays it in. And the Grizzlies lead by 3.
Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore. A tough one.
The pass to Kennard. And here's Griffin. Over Jackson. Henson trying to break free and almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Jaren Jackson. Well, Blake Griffin has been working on that three-pointer now, Chris, for a while. Has gotten to where it's effective.
Yeah, Kevin, and you're right. And for Blake, he doesn't need to make a ton of threes for it to be effective. All he has to do is keep the defense honest with it so they respect it enough where it opens up the rest of his offense.
That free throw good from Griffin.
Oh, well, Kev, you know I always appreciate when a big man can create for others. And Blake Griffin, he's one of the best in the game in that regard. Such a fantastic passer.
Jang, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Chris, you almost forget just how big Griffin is because of how smoothly he can facilitate for others.
Yeah, Kevin, and I hate when people say he's a good passer for a big man. I mean, what type of caveat is that? He's just a good passer. He has great vision, superb timing, and that's why he's always been near the top in assists for bigs.
And it's Rose with the ball for the Pistons. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Detroit with the ball.
Hey, who's got Blake?
Outside Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Rose attacking. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Memphis leading. Now here's Morant. To the middle. Shoots a fader. And no good. Trying to use the glass. For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Kennard. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Morant. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. Brooks has got his 6th assist on the night.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Now here's Rose. Pass to Henson. Griffin against Jackson. Here's Henson. Another shot. And he lays it up and in.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
Yeah, they might be pressing a little. I mean, forcing some things. This is a good opportunity to calm everyone down.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Ja Morant.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him, and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
Floats one, lets the 3 fly, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Pistons trailing. Left side Rose. Stolen by Jackson. Here's Brooks, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Detroit gets called for the foul. And the first of 2, no good, heartbreaker. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So it's the Pistons now. Now Rose. He kicks it to Dumboya. Pass to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Rose in the post. The feed now to Griffin. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
Out to the right wing. Clock at 6. Winslow, the pass to Jackson. Shoots over Griffin, and Jackson with the basket on the assist by Winslow. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Outside Griffin. No good off the back of the rim.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful. Oh, good interior offense. Those passes have to be right on target.
So it's Detroit now. The Grizzlies making the shot. Passes to Kennard. Up top, Griffin. The kick out to Rose. Launches it. It falls! And now they trail by just 4.
And Derrick Rose, accustomed to carrying a team offensively, taking and making big shots down the stretch. Nothing new to him.
36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Morant with it. From deep. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They trail by 6. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth. And here is Henson. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're down by 6. 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Kennard. Long range from the inbound. It doesn't go for him. So it's Memphis picking up the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. You know, there is a better game, there is a worse game, but, you know, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.